Hello and welcome back. This is Candace from Candoodle, and today I'm going to be making this birthday balloon card using some really fun stencils. So let's get started. So the stencils that I'm using for this card are from A Colorful Life Designs, and they are called Marvelous Masks Balloons. And it comes with 4 stencils of these balloons, and then also with the coordinating masks. So really the possibilities are endless with this sort of stencil set. You can make all sorts of cards, and I'm really excited to use these. But I wanted to show today how I make my layered balloon background cards. So I'm starting with a few different colors of ink. I wanted this card to be a little bit more masculine, so I'm using some greens and blues. These are Pinkfresh Studio dye inks, and I am using the shades Seaside, Sky Blue, and Meadow. So for this technique, I like to start with my biggest balloons and put a couple of them to kind of ground my scene. This definitely isn't the only way to do it. I just find it a little bit easier to have some bigger balloons grounding it and then work in my smaller ones. So I usually put them slightly towards the edges or one in the center if you even like. The possibilities are endless. And in terms of getting the shading the way that it is, I like to go heavy-handed towards the outsides, and particularly on one of the sides, I go very heavy-handed and then leave it a little bit lighter on the other side. So as you can see, I'm kind of going heavier-handed on the right side and then leaving the left side a little bit lighter, and that gives the appearance of the light kind of striking the left hand at the top of the balloon. So just kind of giving the appearance that there is a light source, but of course you could put your light source on the other side, and this technique is super, super forgiving. So even if you blend the balloons fully, it's still going to look really great. As you can see here, I kind of like to play around with where my smaller balloons are going to go just to give me an idea of where I'm kind of headed. But like I said, this is super forgiving. So even if you just kind of go with it and you don't do any of that planning, it's still going to look great. I just have a tendency to get a little bit anal about things. So I try to let go and trust the process, but I do plan ahead sometimes. Also, sorry if you can hear a little snoring in the background. I have Elmo sitting with me. One of my dogs had to get surgery on his head. He had a cyst, so we were watching him to make sure that he doesn't scratch it or anything. So you can hear his little snores in the background. But back to the card, I'm coming in now with my smaller balloons, and this is where the background you can see really starts to kind of come together. And you can use as many colors as you would like for this background or as few as one color. And especially if you vary the pressure that you're using with your hand as you're blending, you could actually go quite a ways even doing this with a monotone color scheme. So it's really a fun technique, and you can do this for any size of cards, and it's a great way to use any sort of stencils that are different sizes but repeated. So balloons, circles, anything like that. I love balloons. I think they're perfect for anything party related, so I really like this card. So for my sentiment, I'm using one of my favorite sets, which is the Pinkfresh Studio Classic Words, and I cut the hooray out of 2 pieces of 110-pound white cardstock, and then I'm going to glue that on the shadow background, which I cut out using black cardstock. Now, on a lot of my dies, I like to stack them to get extra dimension, so I just wanted to show you the difference of what it looks like when I do versus don't. So on the left-hand side, that is non-stacked, and the right-hand side, that is stacked. So it just gives that little hint of extra dimension, and I really like it and think it makes it stand out on cards. So that's why I prefer to do it, but totally do whatever floats your boat. And of course, I have to finish this off with some sequins and bling. So I decided to go with some glittery stars, which are from High Supply. And that is the final card. So I hope you enjoyed it. You'll have to let me know down below in the comments. As always, you can find me over on Instagram at Candoodle Creations. And until then, I will see you in my next video. Bye!